Dawid Malan, tough game, had its highs, had its lows as well. I guess at this stage of the season, there's no point flogging a dead horse, is there, in terms of it's tough for the batsmen at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not easy, it shows if you can get through that new ball, those first 20 overs, there's so many runs to be had around the country, and it's probably been a highlight of our season where we've been probably 3 down in the first 10 to 15 overs, and that's just been the highlight of that's just the nature of the way the wickets and things we play, and even though this was a really good wicket, the new ball still did enough, and we probably didn't play it as well as we could have done, but it is all a little bit doom and gloom, but to some extent there's so many positives that you can take out of it. We didn't play good cricket, but we were in a position to win this game. Same with last week, we didn't play good cricket, but we were in positions to win games, which I think is a good sign for us moving forward, is that even though we're not playing anywhere near as well as we can as a team, we're somehow finding ways to still have our nose in the game, or a foot in the game, where if we suddenly clicked and played as well as we can win games of cricket. The way Martin Anderson played, a guy who hasn't batted top 5 in first team cricket before, to come in after injuries had and play the way he's done there has been fantastic. So an unbelievable fight and good application. So there's good signs. We just need to start doing it consistently as a team, instead of it being 2 or 3 good sessions and then 1 really poor session, which is costing us.
We talked about lots of different things at length at the end of the last match. I guess at this stage, between the captain, between the coach, do you think, all right, we'll get through the season as best we can now, try and encourage it and deal with anything that needs to be dealt with afterwards?
Yeah, look, as I said, we've used these last 2 games as a chance to give guys opportunities. Someone like Martin Anderson, who probably wouldn't have been given an opportunity, has been given an opportunity. He's put his hand up. He's shown that if you want it badly enough and you apply yourself, you can score runs. Ethan Bamber bowled a hell of a spell last night to get us back in the game. And that's great signs for us that our younger guys are coming through and doing that, because if you look at this year and last year and the year before, we sort of had to rely on 1 or 2 players, and if they had bad games, we sort of lose games of cricket, which as a club you want everyone to sort of contribute, whether it's a small contribution, whether it's a 30, whether it's 2 wickets in a tough time. You want people to contribute as a team, because it's not 2 guys that win games of cricket, it's probably 8 or 9 in a game if you win games of cricket. So I do think it's been a good learning curve for Stewie as well, to come in and see what we've got. Obviously it's up to him what he does from next year onwards in terms of what we've got and signings, and if we keep the same and the direction he wants to go. And he was never going to come in the first year and suddenly everyone's going to win games of cricket because he's flicking his fingers or clicking his fingers. It's going to be a slow process. But as I said, there are good signs in the sense that we've been in a lot of these games this year. We just have lost a crucial session at times. We've either lost 3 or 4 wickets, or we've bowled and given a team 120 in the session without taking a wicket, and that sort of swayed the games.
Just on that first night and the second morning, it looked like there was, now's not a time for making excuses, or, I said it at the time, there'd be no hiding from it, but it looked like there was a serious change in conditions between that first night and the second morning. Was it the colder temperature that second morning? The ball didn't seem to quite swing as much, did it? That's not taken away from Simo and Harry either.
No, look, I think it was a decent wicket. I think it's the first night was a tough night for us, in the sense that there were probably 1 or 2 decisions that went against us, which never helps. That's part of the game. You can't complain against that. And then 1 or 2 soft dismissals, myself and Gubba, that defended the balls we probably should have left in that first innings. And when a team gets in a momentum with only an hour left to play, it's really hard to change that momentum as a batting unit, because you have nothing to gain in that hour. You only have everything to lose, so you can't go out and counter-attack, because if you counter-attack and get out, it's a different situation. And we just weren't good enough in an hour. But, I thought the boys stuck at it really well with the ball. It was definitely a new ball wicket. It wasn't, as soon as got through 15, 20 overs, the ball was lovely to face, and it was tough to get wickets, as it showed yesterday. As soon as we took the newie last night, it looked like a different game again. It just nipped around all night. But it's, as I said, most of these wickets in England now, if you get through those first 15, 20 overs without losing wickets, you're able to put good scores on the board, and unfortunately we just haven't been able to do that.
What do you think for Derbyshire next week? Obviously a couple of young guys in with Anderson and Bamber. Is it a chance for guys just to mentally have a rest? Obviously guys that haven't had as good a season. Obviously Stephen Eskenazi dropped out for this one. Or do you think don't want to bring in too many youngsters, let's just go again with what we've got?
Well, you know, the guys coming in can't do worse than what we've done so far, really. So that's the one reason why we're looking at these players. You know, it's pointless if we're having the season we have and we don't get to look at a couple of players. You know, Eski's been probably consistently our best player for 2 years. You know, he's had a bad year this year, which happens. That's part of cricket. You know, for people who sit behind a desk every day to look at scores and just think it's going to be you're just going to walk out and score runs every single year and every single innings. It's impossible. It's the only game in the world where you fail more than you succeed. You know, most of these guys score a 51 every 5 innings. That means you score 51 every 5 innings. It's unfortunate the way Tendulkar was the best. He scored a 51 every 2 and a bit innings, and that's compared to him where we are, it's a little bit of a difference. You know, that doesn't mean you're suddenly a bad player because you've had 10 bad games or 20 bad innings. You know, it goes like that. That's the game, and that's part of the learning curve of where we're at the moment. Of trying for the younger guys and the experienced guys that have struggled as well, about trying to find a way that when you are not playing well, about trying to get through it and trying to find a way of contributing towards team success and a team win, which is probably what we haven't done so far this year. You know, if you look at the first half, it was probably a little bit that, you know, a couple of our bowlers coming back from injury, trying to find that. They found that, and they've done exceptionally well since they found that, and then we probably let them down with the bat since then. So it's you know, it's that mixture of trying to get the right formula for it.